Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Real Economy Trucking Euro Style. We're here on version 1.5 after version 1.51 has come out, but we're waiting for ProMods to be updated. So I had mentioned at the end of the last episode, if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go back and look at it. Why not, right? But I did say if I can get to Malta, I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm close enough. It expires in 10 minutes, but we're going to give this a go. Alright, so we got a ways to go, so this is going to be kind of one of those bad out of hell things where I'm just kind of ignoring everything I can to get going. So, 6:35. Let's see what we can do here. Good news is the gate's open.
Turn left. Turn right.
So I'm hoping I'm in town and it's going to go slow, because if we're on town time we might have a shot, but it's already 6:36. It's a ways, so I'm a little worried. It would be disappointing. I mean, if we get to 6:37 before the roundabout, I'm going to say it's highly unlikely I make it in time.
At the roundabout,
But
take the second exit.
otherwise, you know, I mean, hey, oh yeah, we kind of, wow, you can hear it skidding.
Exit now.
I don't know that I've ever done that before.
Get ready to turn right.
You know, but we got to go right and then up and around. And my concern is, like,
Turn
once
right.
we hit the road here, it's just going to kind of go back to truck sim time, and it's just going to go, oh, come on. This is not helping me any. Oh, yeah, it's ticking away. We're not going to make it. We are now out of city time. Shoot. Well, that's disappointing. Alright, well, let's see what else we got then, because there's no point in continuing here because we're not going to have an option. Oh, wait. Right where we were. But we have 3 hours and 37 minutes, so we're now going to do this. Let's see where it's now telling us to go. So, yeah, we should be fine. So, if I had just waited 10 minutes, I guess we would have saved ourselves some time. Sorry, suddenly had a coughing fit. Which then led to a sneeze. Goodness gracious. Alright, so we'll get to see the same thing. I guess it gets us some road discoveries. And this was going to be a super short episode anyway, because a lot of the mileage we've got is ferry miles. So,
Right.
so this will make it a semi-normal episode, or at least give it a shot to be over 15 minutes, right? So, but yeah, like you can see where we're at already. I mean, it was 6:35. It's half an hour. I mean, I'm hoping we can make it in 3 hours and 37 minutes. That would be really irritating if we couldn't, but we should be able to. I can't imagine it's that many miles. Because, yeah, but it's going to have us go around this whole loop. Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm still going to...
Ready to turn right.
I'm still kind of going to move because I don't want to be taking too long, but... Because, yeah, if we're chasing jobs around Catania, that's not going to help anybody. Might be entertaining, it's just going to be a lot of crazy driving.
Get ready to turn right.
But yeah, at this point I'm sure it's just going to have me go around, but this is where I would have been heading to go get that other load. And now we're...
Get ready to turn right.
Now we're in theory heading back. So, you know, that's a good thing. Because that means the half hour or whatever it took, it'll be about that long to get back, and then we'll be able to be at Faircom and pick things up. So, a little bit of an old villa collapsed up there. I think there's a good amount of those in the Italian countryside. So, you know, if you really want to work on things and fix them up,
Get ready
you know,
to turn left.
it's one of those countries that always tends to be in the news periodically every 6 months to a year of, hey, come over and for $1
Turn
you
left.
can have that thing that we just passed, and you know, yeah, you're gonna have to put 150,000 or more dollars, whoa, in. I did not see him there at all, so of course there's a little rise there, so maybe he was just below the hill. I mean, I did look, but you know, and you know, people do that, and hey, now I get to live in Italy, and in theory they're welcomed by the locals who are like happy to have their town at least grow by a few people instead of just continue to trickle away and die. But alright, I assume we're gonna go around where that truck is and then head back up to Faircom. Alright, yeah, I'm like, it's not saying turn right, but that's because this is just a ramp and there's nowhere else to go. So that would make sense. Alright, a truck without the skin, so it's purple. Pink and purple, I guess pink and white. Not a little bit of purple, but I don't know. It's probably more pink and white. That was an odd gear change, but it is what it is. Alright, so we should be exiting there, I think.
Keep right, and then exit right.
So, we've circled all the roads around Catania for the most part.
Exit right.
So that's probably a good thing. We've at least got that coverage increased. Alright, and then obviously we'll, I assume, go the same way. You can see it's pointing to Faircam there, where everything is.
Now.
And we'll get over there. And we'll be following the same route we did. Because obviously that's where we were. So we'll be turning left by the recruitment agency and then going from there.
Get ready to turn left.
And then once again, it should... Whoa, I was looking off to the side.
Turn left.
Almost
and
causing
then
an
turn
accident. Again, if I don't need fines, so now, yes, I can calm down because it's just taken an hour, but 10 minutes was obviously not going to happen. So it's probably that
Have arrived at your
first
destination.
trailer
Your
there,
guidance is now finished.
but we'll see. Yes, almost guaranteed. So plastic granules is what we
Time
are
to hit the
taking.
right.
So I assume they're, you know, it's going to some place that makes bottles or something like that, you know, because usually you're taking those granules kind of like the fondue chocolate things. You know, you've got chocolate bits, you melt them down and make flowing chocolate so that you can have goodness. They're doing the same thing with plastic. They're making plastic goodness so that they can turn it into other things that are more useful, hopefully. I am torn. I guess, you know, why not? Let's just go down a path again like we tend to do. Let me reset things here. I'm going to cut you off because I'm mean. I did not realize he was going to take off from the light that fast, honestly. I should have known better. It is Truck Simulator after all. But yeah, I'm torn between the convenience that plastic has offered in our lives and the harm that it clearly is causing to the planet and so forth. So, it's always difficult, but, you know, I think, like anything, if you were going to be worrying about everything as a truck driver and like, ooh, I'm not comfortable with that, I don't want to haul that. I mean, you can do it, but you're obviously going to impact, probably at some point it's going to have a negative impact on your bottom line, because, you know, for example, I wouldn't have been able to take this job. I would have had to take something else, and I couldn't get over to Malta, which I want to do. So it's all, you know, a matter of perspective, and in the end, like, me not doing things is not going to suddenly stop them from making those things, so the net change will be minimal. I get the argument is, hey, if none of us do it, then nothing ever gets better.
Turn right.
Alright, now the question is, am I really turning right? Okay, I am. Just wanted to make sure that I shouldn't have gone, because again, we are continuing down the road in essence, but this is the way to go. You know, but I do, you know, and I think, you know, my family definitely, we've got some kids who are certainly very concerned about all that kind of thing, because they're going to be dealing with it longer than us who are, you know, 30 years older than they are. So they'll likely be dealing for it for at least 20 or 30 years, you know, Lord willing, longer than we'll be here. So so I get being concerned about it, and, you know, there's not a reason other than selfish and just totally selfish. I mean, there's not really another word. I'm kind of doing the mental thesaurus, and it's not happening. But, you know, being a jackass or whatever, like, I don't care what it does to the planet. I'm here now. And, you know, and again, there was a lot of that. I mean, I don't know if that was a buffalo on the back, but it kind of reminds me, because, yeah, we're reading about the discovery of the Yellowstone area and its history of becoming a national park right now. And even in that, like, you know, there's things that people were doing to exploit the land and the people that were on the land, like the Native Americans, that they forcefully removed, and this and that. And yeah, in hindsight, those are, you know, like, yeah, why did we do that? Why, you know, but in the moment, we all make decisions that feel like the right decisions, and it's possible people then realized, because there were certainly people protesting against what was happening to the Native Americans. But once again, you know, it becomes the, oh, but progress, and there's always that balancing act. So plastics was one of those where I think, you know, it was this miracle compound, and people were like, yeah, it'll be fine. Like, there's no downsides. You know, we throw it out. We'll try to recycle eventually, which, again, seems to have been a little bit more of a hoax than one would have hoped for. I mean, it's not that you can't recycle plastic, but it's significantly more difficult than they thought, I think, and so therefore it doesn't happen at the quantities that would be really beneficial for anything. But, you know, at least in the U.S., you know, we're getting a lot more reporting on how companies were, you know, let's put this recycling thing out there so people feel better about generating all this garbage, and we'll buy our products that are in plastic containers or whatever. So, you know, and so it's shown that there was some intentional neglect. But once again, if I didn't show up and haul these plastic granules, someone else would have. So, you know, I can stand on principles here, there, and the other, but, you know, in the end, it's not going to change things. I kind of knew he had to come over, but you'd think he might have yielded or something, but no. And I guess we didn't hit, so he's probably like, that's exactly what I should have done.
Exit. Right.
And I've never driven in Italy or been in Italy, and, you know, even as a passenger, so maybe that they do drive very aggressively, like I would say most other places do. Although, I don't know, Berlin was reasonable. I mean, obviously people wanted to get places, but certainly wasn't anything like China or things like that I've experienced. So, all right, and again, we got to get on a ferry, which I assume is where we're getting to here, and then, you know, we're going to have 110 kilometers on the ferry, which obviously are not going to hit our odometer, because that was the thing. I think it was a 195 kilometer journey, but most of that, is on the ferry, because it's 110 on the ferry and 195 in total. So in theory we should be there already. So the fact that we're at 87 kilometers is a little odd, but you know, it could be just off the map at any point. We'll see. We're pretty deliberately moving along. Good news is, I think we're approaching about 15 minutes, which at least seems to be a reasonable episode. Like, if I was doing a lot less and it was 10 minutes, I'd feel, should I add more? But my concern would have been, if I add more, I may then be pushing up to an hour. So, because typically, like at this point, I will certainly likely take a longer job out of Malta. And again, I'm probably going to head back toward Italy. I mean, I certainly could jump on a ferry and go across the Mediterranean in some way, but that's not the plan I've got. Alright, so that truck, obviously, again, AI controlled, can go in there. I cannot. But we saw the ferry port out to the left, at least I did, so I know where we're headed. And so sometimes I wonder if some of the mileage is a little more crow's flies type thing, and it's not exactly what you're driving for stuff like this. I don't know. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, because if that was the case, like, really long journeys would be insanely long. Because you know how it is. You know, you're like, oh, it's 70 miles as the crow flies, and then it's 140 miles. When you actually drive it, because of the road network you need to take to get there. So, you know, especially if it's like across the water like this. Although again, these are all pretty close together. These islands, they're kind of one right after the other.
Get ready to turn right.
And again, Malta's its own country, so it's not you know, not part of Italy. So that's the other piece too. Like, if we want to oh goodness, wow. You're not getting in here with a big trailer. Hans Brucker. Oh, good news is, because I think we'll sleep on the ferry. It tends to be what happens as the sleep timer gets reset, but it might not. Not sure, although it is 110 kilometers, so that could be several hours, so maybe it will. Yeah, it's definitely a longer journey. Yeah, an hour and 45 minutes. We could take a little bit of a snooze.
Finding a new route. Recomputing.
No, doesn't look like it did, so. But we don't have far to go, and then we'll just have to make sure. I'll probably do it off camera, but try to relax. Oh, we're on the left side of the road here, so good to know. I don't know that I knew that with Malta. I think I've actually, on my own, oh man, that freaked me out because of the way the squiggly lines are. I'm like, is this all one way? But I'm like, on the visual, I was like, it's not, but it was having me a bit confused. But yeah, there's a gas station. I assume there's also a place to rest up there. We should be all right. Yeah, I don't know that there's a whole lot on this island, but there may be more. You never know. Right, but we can see our delivery point is kind of the more important thing. But this is Malta. So, sorry, had a bit of a delay there.
Take the second exit.
Oh, this is a big roundabout. Wow. Alright, exit 1. And we're coming up on exit 2. But yeah, at least you have like a big 3-lane roundabout like this. You're going to have less difficulty.
Exit now.
But that's the thing. See, there's St. Lucia and other things. It's just, can you get to those towns? So it's interesting because, oh, maybe it's on the side road. Because it's like, can I even get to where I need to relax? But, wait a minute. How do I get over there? I have to go like all the way around? Huh. This is odd. Is that what it's doing? Yeah, I guess so. Alright. So, basically at the roundabout and then out. And I think I'm at a fuel station there, so I may fuel up. We'll see. See if that makes sense.
At the roundabout, take the 4th exit.
The 4th exit, wow. So we'll see. Well, we might see if he's doing the same thing. I can't keep up with him, so no, he took off.
Exit now.
Oh, Iveco truck dealer is what we didn't discover there. I suppose I could have gone that way and gone around, but following the GPS directions, I'm sure this is a little bit short. Well, it might be a lot bit shorter, but
Keep left and then turn left.
all right. So yeah,
Turn left.
no way to go across there.
Get ready to turn left.
Right, I think, yeah, we gotta
Turn
go up
left.
there. And then it wants us over on that side. I can't go around the back. We can see that, so we'll have to go this way. And then hopefully we have enough room to turn around, because I'm assuming, yeah, we're gonna need to park that way. I guess we'll see. Ooh, this is gonna be tight. Hopefully we won't do any trailer. Oh boy, I don't know that I can do this. I'm gonna try it, but this may be some damage. So definitely don't want to move until I can move. Yeah, see, I'm just worried I'm like whacking into that other trailer. I don't know, maybe I stayed out of the way and just skid the tires. I suppose then I could have turned, because again, we're gonna have to pull far enough forward here. Yeah, I could have turned around there and then backed in, so lesson for next time. Oops, wrong way. Alright, this is a short enough trailer. It doesn't look... Oh, did I hit the... I must have. Now I probably just screwed myself up. What am I doing? Because I'm probably just turning away, which I would rather not do. But we'll get ourselves in there. And we should be good at this point. Kind of nice and close to the edge. So we'll straighten it out, or move it over a little bit here. And we'll get those plastic granules delivered. So there we go. So almost half an hour in the episode, so it turned out pretty well. Let's see. 602, 220. So a little bit more profit, but again, that's going to change because we're going to pay in a bit here. I need to go rest. So hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't dropped a like and are not a subscriber, please consider those things, and I will see you next time.